Thank you ever so much, David, for your time to have a bit of a discussion about any reflections from the membership survey, and indeed some of the kind of opportunities and challenges facing the Alliance, our members and people with neurological conditions over the coming year. As you know, more than 49 members responded to our survey, which I think is our highest response rate ever, which is absolutely fantastic. What for you were the key learnings and reflections from that?
Yeah, it's a great response. And my first reflection was this was very positive. Members are overwhelmingly indicating that their satisfaction with their membership is huge. And every single respondent saying that their membership felt like real value for money. It felt to me like it was a significant vote of confidence in the Alliance. But there are some challenges, aren't there? And they came through strongly, particularly the disruption caused by COVID-19 is clearly front of mind for many people. And with the disruption to services being the #1 issue for our members, I think we've got some challenges over the next 12 months.
Absolutely. You know, waiting times in some areas are stubbornly high, and of course have been exacerbated by COVID-19 and the kind of impact that's had on referrals. We've also seen our health and care workforce, you know, really putting a lot of effort to try and retain some skeletal services during this time, but ultimately they're really tired too. And of course, all of this is in the midst of what is perhaps some of the most significant reforms to the NHS in nearly a decade. Yeah. With that in mind, what do you think are the key opportunities for us as an Alliance for the next 12 months?
Well, for me, I think one of our priorities, Georgina, has got to be providing space, but in particular support for people in the organisations to engage locally, because much more of what impacts on the lives of people living with neurological conditions will be decided at a regional or local level. And that's going to make for a very challenging environment. But I think that that's where the Alliance comes into its own. You know, we are together, we're a strong, diverse range of organisations that can have a significant influence. But we need to harness that energy effectively.
I totally agree, of course. And, you know, what's great is actually we've grown as an Alliance over the last 12 months, and we've been able to diversify, you know, who's coming with us, which is absolutely fantastic. I mean, the survey also highlighted some areas that we could improve in terms of the staff team, in terms of what we do, and indeed in terms of the board as well, and how we kind of prioritise our work. So what for you were the key learnings and perhaps changes that we need to make as an Alliance?
Well, as chair of the Alliance, I think from the 49 organisations that responded, I think there were 3 clear takeaways for me. I think it was very clear from the survey that some members want us to focus more and prioritise than perhaps we do at the moment. So that's a real challenge for me and you and the board to think about how we're going to do that. It was great to hear, as a second point, that there are some members who want to be more involved in the work of the Alliance, which, if I'm honest, is music to my ears. So, you know, it'd be great to understand what that looks like, what that is. So I'd say, please get in touch with you or me and let us know if there's particular pieces of work that people wanted to be involved with. And then thirdly, I think for me, the key message is that we are on the right track. You know, it's never been more important than it is now for people with neurological conditions to have a seat at the table, whether that's in Whitehall or in Westminster. So, you know, whether it's a patient experience survey or developing new support for local influencing, the Alliance has never been more than in the right place than it is at the moment.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much, David, for taking a bit of time out, and really looking forward to working with you and indeed everybody that's involved in the Alliance to tackle some of these challenges and opportunities head on over the next 12 months.